So here is probably the most complicated example that we're going to do in the entire section. These are not well covered in your textbook, and so I will be giving you some links to other people's problems where you could look at some additional examples. So here's what we would like to do. We would like to fence in the backyard in the shape of a rectangle with 120 feet of fencing. And we're going to fence all four sides. So we're going to take this into smaller pieces. Typically it's all one question, but let's take a look at small pieces. So first of all, what I would like to do is I'd like to write the equation for the area in terms of L. And we did an area problem before. So what I did was I drew myself my yard, and so there's the region, and I labeled with L's and W's, and I want the equation for the area, so I know area is L times W. So this is what I want. But I only want to have L's, so what I need to do is do something that's going to get rid of the W. So what I do is I use the fact that I know I have 120 feet of fencing to write the perimeter. And so the perimeter, 120, would actually be 2L plus 2W. Now, I happen to notice everybody here is divisible by 2, so I learned 60 equals L plus W. Now again, remember, I want to write my area using only L. So what I'm going to do is take this equation and solve it for W. And if I do that, I get W is 60 minus L, which I can then plug into my area formula. So I get area equals LW, so that gives me L multiplied by 60 minus L, or 60L minus L squared. And now I can look at this function that I have, and notice that it's a quadratic function. Now the part B of this, I want to find the dimensions that maximize the area. So again, I want to do the maximum. And again, look at this formula. Look at the quadratic term. It's negative. So if I'm looking for the maximum, I'm looking for the vertex. So if I go to do this, my variable this time is L. So L is negative B over 2A. So that gives me negative 60. The B term, remember, is the coefficient on the linear piece, so it's the coefficient on L. So negative 60, and then 2 times the A term coefficient is negative 1. And so if I do that math out, I learned that the length is 30 feet. Now if I substitute back in, I can get the width. W is 60 minus L from up above. That gives me 60 minus 30 equals 30. So in fact, my rectangle is a square. So the rectangle of largest area, if I'm fencing in the entire rectangle, will actually give me a square. You should be careful. If this problem did not have us fencing all four sides, or if we had a division in the middle so that we made two pens out of it, what we just said would not be true. The area, the largest area would not necessarily be a square. So just be careful. Don't say, ooh, I just know what the answer always will be. It will change based upon what we know about the fencing.